Today's featured sustainable brown girl is Kenya Brantley, the owner of Greenhouse Mercantile. It's a lifestyle store in downtown Newnan that features a collection of curated goods from local artists, Black owned businesses, and fair trade products. Kenya also offers services to help you build a capsule wardrobe and making your home a sanctuary with interior design. It is such an honor to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. This is like my first time doing like a podcast interview. So like my
Yeah,
heart's racing fast, like my hands are sweaty. So yeah,
girl. No, we are all friends here. Like, no
awesome.
pressure.
Awesome.
So, I came into your store in downtown Newnan for the first time a
Yes.
couple of weeks ago. And I just have to say, it is like the store of my
Oh,
dreams.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like no matter how many times people say, "Oh my God, I love your shop. Oh my God, I love the way it feels when I come in here." It's like I never really like get used to it. And I don't know, it's something that I always just try to really show gratitude for. Because I mean, like people don't really have to say anything. They don't have to feel a certain way. But I don't know, it's almost like when people come in, I want them to get like this sense of like who I am. And so hopefully there's a little bit of that when people come in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
the aesthetic is just like beautiful, like it's clean and it feels like crisp.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So
Um,
tell me,
yeah.
oh, what made you want to open Greenhouse Mercantile?
So, it was so weird. So, my husband and I, we were in the midst of a move, and I think this was like a really long time ago. So
Mhm,
but this was before like Facebook Marketplace and all those things. So all the choices that you have was basically like Craigslist. And so I was like, well,
mhm.
I don't want to put like my things on Craigslist, like the things I didn't want anymore. So I said, well, what I'll do is I'll just like rent an antique booth in downtown Newnan. It was a little antique mall called Stairway to Heaven. I went in there and like started putting things in. And I think that's literally like when I got bitten by the retail bug. And I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing. And then so I actually started to buy things in order to sell them. Started going to estate sales and started going to like vintage markets and auctions and things like that. And I don't know, it was just always something that was just like near and dear to my heart. Even when I talk about like antiques and things like that, and growing up in a home with my mom, she would always like, take me to like antique stores and these sort of like pristine sort of, like places. And I don't know, I feel like that sort of stuck with me. So that was really like my main reasoning behind it, honestly. And then like once I had my daughters, I wanted them to see that like Black women could achieve anything and grow anything and lift anything and just basically like do anything. So yeah, that is more my focus now, and making sure that they see me in that light.
Wow, I love that. I'm sure you're
Yeah.
such an inspiration to them.
I don't know. My oldest daughter is 15, so I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe in a few years when she
Yeah,
realizes how rough it
exactly.
is
When
out
she
there in the
realizes
world.
how cool her mom is, absolutely.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. So are you
Yeah.
from Noonan?
I am originally from a small town in South Georgia called Vienna, Georgia.
Okay.
One traffic light, home of the big pig jig. I mean, it is like country, but I don't know. Like I still love going down there. The simplicity of it all, seeing like the antique stores. It's so nostalgic for me.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see how Greenhouse Mercantile kind of pulls from that because it does feel like a
Yes.
small town shop.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also noticed too that you sell things that are locally owned. Like you have some stuff from Serenbe. Am I saying that right?
Absolutely, yeah. So it's so funny that that you mentioned that. I actually got picked up to do a styling set for them today, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh.
So yeah, my shop was actually out at Serenbe for 2 years before I moved to Newnan, but yeah, definitely focusing on like locally made items, even like with the jewelry and things like that, and just making sure that I put that sort of taste of Newnan in
Yeah.
my shop. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And then too, I also noticed that you have some Black owned products in there too. You were telling me about one
Yes.
when I was in there. And also too, I
Yeah.
noticed you have a Jorn Tea House, who I'm a big fan
Yes.
of.
I love her. Like,
Yeah,
seriously. She's like one of
yeah,
my favorite people. I've never met her, but she's one of my
yeah,
favorite people. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It was just so interesting. And I don't know if we really have time to talk about this, but when the death of George Floyd happened, I feel like it really made me sort of like look into myself and into my shop, and even like looking at myself as a business owner. And one of the first things that I noticed, honestly, was that I looked around, and I think out of all the products that I had, I think I maybe only had one or two Black owned products. As
Hmm.
a Black woman and as a Black woman business owner, I was like, what is going on here? So really started like look at that disconnect and really started thinking about that. And so what I think it was is that I just wasn't conscious about finding Black owned products. And now it's like if I'm looking for soaps or if I'm looking for jewelry, if I'm looking for candles, okay, let me see what Black owned companies I can, sort of look at to be able to source those products. So for me, that was really major.
Yeah, no, that's so interesting
Yeah.
because I like totally relate, because
Yeah.
I think that the George Floyd thing, really put that into, like, the forefront of a lot of people's
Absolutely.
minds.
Absolutely. And
So
not just white people. Like, I mean, I think that
exactly.
it really woke up, I think, a lot of Black people as well, me being
Mhm.
included. So, yeah, just to be able to like have that sort of experience with that, I'm so grateful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, speaking of being a Black woman business owner, what has been your experience with, having your shop downtown? I know there's a couple of other Black-owned businesses
Yeah.
downtown, which is amazing. So, how has it been?
It's not that many of us, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So it's been really great. But I mean, like, I still like look out my window at my shop and can still
Mhm.
see like the Confederate soldier there. So things like that,
Mm,
I feel like even though we have pressed and have moved on and have succeeded in so many different areas, there's still so much growth to be had, and just so many different things um, to, I guess, change in downtown Newnan. It's so interesting. Like, a lot of times I'll get older Black people from Newnan that are from Newnan, and they'll come in and they'll say, wow, I didn't know that we could shop down here. I didn't know that we could walk around
wow.
down here. And I
Wow.
thought, like, wow. But for them, it wasn't that long ago that they weren't able to sit at, counters or go into these stores, or only as, maids or butlers or something like that. And so to have them come in and say that and have that history, and now being able to actually like own a shop in downtown Newnan it's amazing. Yeah.
Wow, I love it. How long
Yeah.
has your shop been there?
5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So we just celebrated 5 years, and it's going really well. Like, I can't complain at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that I've been in Noonan for about 15 years now, and
Wow.
I've noticed, that it's grown so much, especially just in the past 5 years. Have you seen a
Absolutely.
difference too?
It's so funny. When I first opened up, I had customers and they were like, I'm from Newnan, I'm from Newnan, I'm from Newnan. And now it's like, we just moved from New York. We just came in
Mhm.
from LA. We just moved from
Right.
Atlanta. We just moved from, Texas. Or it's all of these like sort of, transplants, I guess. But we
Mhm.
always joke that like Noonan's full. But I really do. I'm so grateful for those people that are like coming in, because I feel like a lot of times it's sometimes we know that the people from Newnan can change Newnan, but it's
Mhm.
also, I think, the people that are not from here that's bringing something completely different, and just being able to share those experiences has been great.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it grow, but yeah, sometimes I do also feel like we're full. Stop
Right.
coming.
Exactly. Go away.
Yes. Okay, I want to transition back to your shop because I also noticed that you have some zero waste products like
Yes.
produce bags and
Yes.
things like that. So, what made you want to stock those things?
I really, I think just really looking at my own life and sort of like how we were living and, having a toddler at home and just seeing that, like, like I know that we can't do all the things all the time, but I can get buy her a sustainable toothbrush. I can, as I'm sort of shifting out into things that are bad for the environment, slowly bringing things in that are good for the environment. And so, like I said, I think it's just like really looking at my own life and that and how we were sort of living. So yeah. And then I thought, if I'm sort of making this change, maybe my customers would enjoy that too. And so yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed, because I know you have your shop online, but have you noticed people coming in and buying those types of things? Like, does that kind of open up a dialogue?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, even like with the biodegradable things that we have, like we have a
Mhm.
it's for dishes and it's like a soap. But people are a lot of times are like our dryer balls are like, okay, how does this
Yeah.
work? And because there are a lot of times they're just not like familiar with it. All they know is dryer sheets or whatever. But yeah, just like really being able to educate them on those products has been great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Because sometimes it's difficult to find those types of items locally.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. And so a lot of times customers will come in and be like, oh my God, you have this. Oh my God, I'm so glad you have this. So,
Right.
and I think that I really do strive to sort of like stand out and be different and have different things than you may find at other shops. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is different from a lot of stores that I've been into, especially,
Yeah.
around town. But even like in
Yes.
Atlanta, there's not very many stores like yours.
I mean, from from what people say that are from Atlanta, there's not really a lot.
Mm-mm.
And you would think that, as big as Atlanta is, you would have, a sustainable store on every corner, but that's not the case. So I think it's definitely just something that we have to continue to like sort of have dialogue around. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So, tell me about the other services that you offer.
Gosh, okay. So I have just gotten back into interior design. Design has always been something that's near and dear to my heart. I love sort of like putting things together and creating and making sure that like pieces, sort of collaborate well together. And so it felt so natural for me to have people come in and say, I love your shop. I love your aesthetic. I love how it feels. And transitioning that into like now an interior design business has been so wonderful. I'm so blessed. I really am. And so like um, my clients, they ride for me pretty hard. And
That's
so
awesome.
I'm now at the point where I'm getting repeat clients. Okay, you did my, patio area. Now let's do the kitchen. And now, so it's so much fun. Like I love it.
Yeah. So, are you
Yes.
working with people locally?
I am. Yeah. So, and a lot of times it's definitely like word of mouth. And then, what I really try to pride myself on is making sure that when you have a friend or a family that comes into your house after I'm done, I never want to hear someone say, oh, wow, who's your designer? I want the
Mm,
space to feel like they created it because they did. And I do feel like it's not just me coming in telling you what to do. It's so much of a joint effort. I want you to feel comfortable in your own home because, like, after I tell my client, after I leave and I'm done, I'm not there. Like, I don't have to live there. I want you to love it. So, yeah.
Do you have a certain, like, aesthetic? Because I guess everyone has their own personal design,
Yeah.
ideas, but when you're working with people, do you kind of bring in your own ideas too? Or
I do. I do.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, and I think I am truly like a minimalist at heart. I feel like I've
Mhm.
always been that way. And I mean, I'm never gonna give you a list of things just to buy and
Yeah.
areas just to fill with things just because it's an empty space. Like, I like more of a minimalist, more of a clean look. And so I think that a lot of times my clients know that when they come to me. If you're looking for like a bunch of kitschy, stuff, and I mean, like, that's probably not. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah, I want to help you simplify your life.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I plan on buying a house next year. So,
Oh my God, that's so awesome. Here in Newnan.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
The market's a little crazy right now,
I
but
know.
I feel like whatever's for you is for you, and so yeah,
Mhm.
you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
When it comes to designing your house, like I'm all sustainable minded and I'm with you with the minimalism. My husband, on
yeah,
the other hand, not
yeah.
so much. We're
Not
working
so
on us.
much. I have one of those. Yeah.
But when it comes to, like designing, how can we be more sustainable with, decorating our homes?
I mean, I truly feel like slow and steady wins the race. Like, start out with like just like your major pieces and making sure that like those things are sustainable. Will I throw in Target and TJ Maxx things? Absolutely. But I mean, I feel like the things that you feel like you're going to stick with for a really long time, make sure that those things are environmentally friendly. So, yeah. And I mean, that's okay to like mix and match. Like, you don't have to have like, um, all eco-friendly products. I mean, it's a process. And that's the fun part, is finding different items for the process.
Yes, I like to say it's a journey, not a
Kitty,
destination.
I love it. I
Right.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't do everything all at once. And
Right.
like, I agree with you with investing in pieces that you know are going to last a long time, that you're
Correct.
going to have for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, also too, I noticed on your website that you do capsule wardrobes.
Yes,
Can you
I
tell us?
do. You did your homework. That is awesome. Okay. So, and it's another thing that I really took from my own life. Going in my closet and having probably close to 100 pieces and constantly coming out and saying, I have nothing to wear. I don't know what to wear. This doesn't look good on me. This has a hole. This doesn't fit right. I'm constantly pulling at it. And so basically, the idea of the capsule wardrobe styling came from me just really paring down my own closet. And so right now I have probably about 30 pieces. It, when I tell you it simplified my entire life, to know that you can go to your closet and everything you pull out is going to look great on you. Um, I feel like it's like a win-win for everyone. And so even like my kids now, I mean, like, I don't buy them a lot of clothes, or, we really try to keep things very minimal, very simplistic. And so again, I was thinking, if I'm having this journey, or if I'm having like this struggle with all these clothes and, not really sure like what to put together, other people are probably having that same experience as well. And so to be able to bring that to my customers was really good.
Yeah. I started a capsule wardrobe. I mean, I've never been super into shopping, so
Right.
like my wardrobe was never like so like overwhelming, but I did notice that I would have like some pieces where it's like it's just one thing that goes with nothing else,
Right.
or it's a color
Right.
that I don't love that doesn't really look great on me. I just bought it because it was on sale or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you that when I like kind of parse down and
Yes.
decided what colors look good on me, what styles look
Absolutely.
good on me,
Absolutely.
it makes life so much easier.
It does. And I mean, like, I feel like everybody sort of had that experience of like, oh, well, I'm just going to buy it because it's on sale. But I feel like when you do that, it sort of like takes the intentionality of like, even like the experience of buying a piece of clothing, especially with like quick fashion, fast fashion, things like that. I like for buying clothing for me to be like an experience. So, I mean, it's not
Mhm.
like, let me just take everything off the rack. How does this make me feel? How does the fabric feel? Do I feel good in this? And so, really just bringing that more to the forefront than trying to get all the pieces. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So how does your capsule wardrobe services work?
Oh, that's a good question. So basically, people would just reach out to me, and then what we'll do is talk about your style. We'll talk about your lifestyle, what you normally do. I don't want to put you in a bunch of, frou-frou things if you're still working from home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't need work clothes if you're working from home, really. So, and just making sure that I like listen to the client, making sure that I'm available to them, and then going through, usually we'll do a Pinterest board together and we'll talk about, what do you think about this and this piece? And normally I can sort of like look and listen to people and just sort of like figure out their style and probably more what they should be wearing. I might take you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but it's not going to be something that you don't feel comfortable in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. And do you work with people locally and,
I
broad?
do. I do. I'm actually working with a pastor right now in Atlanta, and I also have virtual clients as well, which is really cool. We
Awesome.
actually go through and we pare down a closet and we talk about, the questions of, does this bring you joy? And do you feel like you really need this piece? Are you wearing it? Because you'll never hear me say, throw it out if you're wearing a piece. Like it doesn't make
Right.
sense. As long as you're getting like use out of it, I'm going to say keep it all day long. It's those things that you don't wear that are always constantly at the back of your closet that you sort of thumb through and don't really think about. Those are the pieces that we're
Mhm.
trying to get rid of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are getting close to the end of this
Oh,
episode.
wow.
I know it went by
Already?
fast,
It
right?
does go by fast.
So tell me, or tell everybody where they can find you in Newnan online, how they can, sign up for your interior design, capsule wardrobe
Awesome.
services.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. So I am located at 6A East Washington Street in the heart of downtown Newnan. If you're on the side of Goldens, we're right across the street. We're next to Cat Eyes, not too far from Rock Salt Milk Bar ice cream. And then sort of like right across the street from Redneck as well, if you're on the side. So yeah, and then you can find me on all platforms at Greenhouse Mercantile. And we also have a website, greenhousemercantile.com. There you'll find like jobs that I've done as far as like interiors, a little bit about my capsule wardrobe styling. And then also, if you are a small business owner, we offer pop-up shops to those women as well.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect.
So you're able to like rent the space out for as little as $50 a day, and it's great for like other small businesses who are really trying to like get their businesses off the ground, get their products in the faces of potential customers.
Wow, I love that. So you're trying to help out
Yes,
other small business owners too. That's amazing.
yes.
That's great. Okay, so last question is, what does it mean to you to be a sustainable brown girl?
Oh my gosh, I love that. Basically, being a sustainable brown girl means that you get to add your swag and your style and your, just basically you to everything that you're doing in life. And then just making sure that you leave this planet a better place than before you got here.
Yes, I love that. Bring in your
Yeah.
own swag. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
perfect. Well, Kenya, it was so
This
amazing
was so
having you
much
here.
fun. This is awesome.
Yeah, I will be in your shop whenever I'm in downtown.
I
It's
love
like
it. I love
a
it.
safe place, a haven down there.
Come sit on the blue couch.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And everyone, be sure to visit her Greenhouse Mercantile in downtown Newnan. Go to her website, follow on Instagram, do all the things.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much for being here.